Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, man, you guys know the deal on this channel. So about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, man. In this video, man, we're going to shout out Micky Arison, man. I think that's how you say his name, the owner of the Miami Heat. I think his name is Micky Arison. If I'm saying it wrong, forgive me. I'm not trying to disrespect his name, or I just don't, know how to pronounce it. I think it's Micky Arison. Shout out to him. I want to talk about some comments that I just saw last night, and then I saw it again this morning, that he spoke last night at the Hall of Fame ceremony. And he made some comments, clowning LeBron James and his not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six championships comments that we all laugh about to this day, because LeBron James still owes the Miami Heat fans a bunch more championships, guys, since he promised all these championships, because he was feeling himself during that little conference that they had, right, that little celebration they had. He was over there feeling himself on a super team Miami Heat before they even stepped on the court. My man was calling all these championships. And last night, the owner of the Miami Heat says, in 2010, with Wade, LeBron, and Bosh, we knew we could win. Not one, not two. I guess it was just two. That's what he said in the Hall of Fame ceremony last night. So shout out to Micky Arison for calling out LeBron James and his not one, not two, not three, not four. The man threw it back in his face, man. And, everybody had a good laugh, man. But like I said, it was really embarrassing, because you could tell that when he said that, it really was a disappointment on his face, man. We're going to talk about this video, guys. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states, man, that's been supporting my channel. Once again, you guys know I am truly, truly humbled by all support, guys. Like I said, it means a lot, man. Shout out to all you guys. Real recognize real, man. And you guys know what to do, man. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, shout out to the owner of the Miami Heat, Micky Arison, man, for saying what he said last night, for throwing some, just throwing a little bit of it back at LeBron James, man, his nonsensical things that he said over the years that, he never gets called out for, except for people like us. The mainstream media, they never call LeBron James out for his keep the same energy, and I'm a true competitor, you got to cut my head off, and I could guard 1 through 5, and, I could lead the league in scoring every year. I mean, all the nonsensical things that LeBron James has said over his career, man. None of these people ever call him out for this stuff. They never clown him for this nonsense, man. They never do. They never hold him to a standard or hold him accountable for these things, right? LeBron James deletes tweets, right? He doesn't say what he means or mean what he says. He never does, because he's not a grown man, right? He's not a professional, man. He doesn't seem to understand this stuff. LeBron James is just a weirdo out there. It's like his fans just tweet things and tweet them, just says things and say them, but don't mean nothing. He's a weird-ass dude, LeBron James. We know that. So shout out to Micky Arison for throwing those comments back in LeBron James' face last night at the Hall of Fame ceremony. Now, I'm not sure in what capacity he was there for, if he was being inducted into the Hall of Fame, Micky Arison, as a contributor to the NBA or anything. He's been the owner of the Miami Heat since, I believe, 1995. All right, this man's a billionaire. I believe he's worth over $10 billion, this guy. He's the owner of the Miami Heat since 1995. He was, an integral part of why the Miami Heat became champions in 06, right? He's a big part of them bringing in and developing a Miami Heat culture there, the Heat culture that we talk about. He's a big reason for this, because when he took over as owner of the Miami Heat in 1995, like I said, he brought in Pat Riley to coach the Miami Heat. You guys remember that? Pat Riley went from the Los Angeles Lakers of the 80s. We all know that. Then he left the Lakers, and he was out of basketball coaching for a couple of years, and then he joined the New York Knicks in 1992, and immediately he turned that franchise around. Immediately, guys, turned him around. Remember how formidable they were in 92. They were very formidable again in 93. They went to the NBA Finals in 1994. And then I believe it was in 1990, I want to say it was 96 or 95, Pat Riley went to the Miami Heat and became the head coach of the Miami Heat. And that was the turning point of the Miami Heat franchise. Because bringing someone like Pat Riley in, the cachet that Pat Riley has, the competitiveness of Pat Riley, like I said, just the savvy of Pat Riley, the swag of this man, like I said, everything that he brings to your organization, that was a turning point, right? You had guys like Alonzo Mourning there. You had the Tim Hardaways. They had a very good team there in the late 90s into the early 2000s. But like I said, that was the beginning of the Heat developing their culture, all right? And Micky Arison was the owner who developed that relationship with Pat Riley. Right? They made Pat Riley like the president and the general man. I mean, Pat Riley is like part owner of the Miami Heat, man. He's, like I said, he's really in there. And like I said, it was a great thing to bring in Pat Riley. That was a great move for the franchise. So like I said, much respect to Micky Arison. And like I said, when I heard these comments, I started cracking up laughing And yeah, everyone had a laugh at the ceremony, right? The camera panned to LeBron James, and, he was laughing too. But if you really think about what he said, like I said, you look at his face when he says it, guys. Once again, those comments are real comments, man. You could tell he was disappointed that they only got 2 because I wrote it down again. Listen to his words clearly, guys. He said in 2010, with Dwayne Wade, LeBron, and Chris Bosh, we knew we could win. That's what he says. We knew we could win. Not 1, not 2. Then he paused and he was like, I guess it was just 2. And you see the look on his face and you listen to the way he said it. It was just 2. Now, I want people to understand something. LeBron James is a straight dirtbag. And you know why LeBron James is a dirtbag, guys? Because when LeBron James has that press conference, right? And he's promising not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7 or 8. It's not only about the championships that he's promising, that he's saying that they're going to get, talking crazy that way, but he's also saying that I'm going to be around the franchise for years. Isn't that what he's implying to me? No one ever mentions this or talks about this when LeBron James is saying that. In that moment, he's basically telling everybody in Miami that, hey, I'm going to be here for years, guys. I'm going to be here for years, and we're going to try to win 4, 5, 6, 7. How can you win 5, 6, 7, or 8 championships if you're not there? Right? So if he's saying he's going to win 6, 7, 8 championships, that means he has to be in Miami for 6, 7, 8 years, does it not? The man played 4 seasons there. So he promised 8 championships, but only stayed for 4 years. Doesn't even add up. So even if you wanted to try to get to 5 or 6 or 7, 8 championships, you only were there for 4 years. There's no way you could get 5 championships in 4 seasons. How are you going to do that? How are you going to get 6 championships in 4 seasons? But if you promise 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 and you played 6 or 7 seasons, then maybe you get 4. Maybe you get 5 in those years, but you stayed for 4 and you got 2. And once again, you had one of the biggest choke jobs, if not the biggest choke job from a superstar player in an NBA Finals for consecutive games in the history of the league, guys. History of the league. No one's done it like that. That many consecutive games when you have all the odds in your favor. Once again, man, you had all the odds stacked in your favor. You were a front runner up 2-1, and you choked it up big time. LeBron James, man, got to live with this kind of stuff, right? But the Miami Heat owner, Micky Arison, shout out to him, like I said, for saying that and clown LeBron James in that moment. Because LeBron James really thinks he's that dude. LeBron James is so corny, man. Like I said, I don't respect LeBron James' career. I don't respect him as a grown man, and he's corny as hell. I mean, look at the way he dresses. Look at how he goes to these events, these ceremonies. He shows up there with glasses on. Since when does LeBron James wear glasses? I'm so baffled. Remember some years ago, like 10 years ago, these clowns were out there wearing glasses with no lenses? Like, the style was to wear frames. Let's just wear expensive frames with no lenses. That stuff was weak and lame as hell, man. So corny. I mean, when I was growing up in the 80s and the 90s, you didn't want glasses, right? And people got made fun of because they were wearing glasses. That was like a thing, man. People made fun of people wearing glasses. But the thing about glasses were you only wore them if you needed them, if they were required. People weren't wearing glasses just for fun. Like, why would you want bad vision? Why would you want your eyes to not be perfect? Do we all have perfect vision? Do I have perfect vision? I don't have perfect vision, but I don't require or need glasses to function in my everyday life. I don't need glasses to drive or to read books or to any of this kind of stuff. Some people need glasses for certain situations in their life. LeBron James is wearing glasses at a ceremony. Why are you wearing glasses? You don't wear glasses on the basketball court. Does he wear maybe he wears contacts. Maybe I'm not informed here. I'm not a LeBron James fan, so I wouldn't know. But maybe he wears contacts. I don't know. But I don't understand why this guy has glasses on sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't have glasses. Sometimes he does have glasses. These guys are weird to me, man. I'm not wearing glasses just to wear them. I don't understand that. This is a fashion statement. But like I say, he's corny as hell. He's weird as hell. It's like all these clowns now wearing sunglasses inside. So what we see now from these clowns. Let me wear dark shaded sunglasses when I'm inside on an interview. You guys are a bunch of clowns, man. I never liked it. I was never with the sunglasses in clubs or the sunglasses inside. Like I said, like, what are you trying to hide here, man? You come across a coward as a weirdo to me, man. As someone who thinks they're cool when they're not. You're not cool wearing sunglasses inside. It's not cool. It's stupid, all right? That's number one. So we talk about this whole situation, and Micky Arison says, not 1, not 2. Well, I guess it was just 2. It was just 2 because LeBron James promised so many more. It was like LeBron James said, hey, man, we're going to come to Miami, man, and, we're going to try to be in the finals, every year if we can. We're going to try to be competitive every single year. We're going to try to win the division every year. We're going to try to be one of those teams every year where we're contending for a championship every year that I'm here. That's all he had to say. And that makes complete sense. That doesn't come across as narcissistic or delusional. Like, you can believe that because that's the facts. That's what you want to hear from your superstar players, that we're coming here to compete, man. We're going to try to be in the championship every year. We're going to try to be contenders for a championship every year as long as I'm here, man. That's the focus, guys. We're going to try to get that division win. We're going to try to get the best record, get home court advantage, all that stuff to help us win a championship. But instead, LeBron James come out there, not one, not two, not three, not four. I mean, he's trying to do the Michael Jordan. Remember, Michael Jordan was the one that was saying this back in the 90s. All right? So, LeBron James, for him to never have won one championship, not two championships, and for you to say this, you had never won anything. You never won a damn thing, and you're saying this. And LeBron James came to Miami with a couple of championships, and he's like, yeah, man, listen, I'm going to come here, I'm going to turn this around here. We're going to win not one, not two, not three, not four. Dude, you had won nothing. Nothing up until that point. And you were choking it up. That's why you ran away. And then you come out and start saying this stuff. I mean, like, once again, this is not living in reality. You're delusional and you come across as a straight fool. That's why no one respected what you were saying and how you said it. And the owner obviously didn't respect it. He just called you out on this stuff. And he's basically saying, dude, where are my other championships? The owner wants to know, where are his other championships? Where's the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, the sixth one that you promised? I remember talking to a Miami Heat fan in the comments section a while back, man. It was maybe like a year or two ago on YouTube. And we were going back and forth in the comment section, just talking basketball. And, this was a supporter of my channel. And, he said that he's from Miami. He's been a Miami Heat fan his whole life. And how how the Miami Heat fans down there don't respect LeBron James. And how he still feels shortchanged after LeBron James promised him all these rings, man. He's still wondering where all these other rings that he promised, man. So like I said, LeBron James runs his mouth, but he cannot back up what he says. I remember when Michael Jordan first got to Chicago Bulls, guys, right? Now, this is not the same as LeBron James going to the Miami Heat. But I remember when Michael Jordan first got to Chicago Bulls. They used to obviously interviewing Michael Jordan, right? He's that #1 draft pick for Chicago Bulls that year, right? And they're hoping that Michael Jordan could do something on the Chicago Bulls, help turn the franchise around. And they're interviewing Michael Jordan, asking him all this stuff. And Michael Jordan says, yeah, as long as I'm here in Chicago, we're going to make the playoffs. That's the goal. The goal is to make the playoffs every year that I'm here. Because he understood it wasn't just about winning a championship or promising championships, because those things are not guaranteed, right? All Michael Jordan could do is be a competitor, go out there, work on his game, give the effort for the people. That's all he could do. Can't promise anything to these people. Again, nothing's guaranteed. He understood the landscape of the NBA that he was coming into with powerhouses like the Boston Celtics and the LA Lakers, right? So it's going to be hard for you to get behind or get in front of some of these teams when you first come to the league. So you have to understand there's a hierarchy here. But Michael Jordan understood that to make the playoffs is a big deal because that gives you an opportunity to do whatever. Once you're in the playoffs, anything can happen. And we've seen Michael Jordan make magic happen in the playoffs, right? Winning games and winning series against teams that they should not have beaten, like 88 and 89 against the Cavaliers, right? The New York Knicks in 1989, right? There's been many scenarios that the Chicago Bulls were winning these games and winning these series when they had no business doing this. So Michael Jordan promising or guaranteeing that they would go to the playoffs when he was there because they're going to compete, and that's what it's about, making the playoffs, so it gives you a chance. He was around the money with that stuff, and that's believable, and that's respectable for you to say. And Michael Jordan held up his end of the bargain, and they never missed the playoffs with Michael Jordan on the Chicago Bulls, guys. That's the facts, man. There's nothing about rewriting history there. No one's bending reality. I'm not making up a story. Those are the facts of what happened. That's what Michael Jordan guaranteed, and he came through with that guarantee. Michael Jordan didn't guarantee many things in his career. That's not what he was about. He wasn't about the talk. He was about the actions, right? He was about substance, not just the flair, right? And Michael Jordan, and only a couple times I remember him guaranteeing anything. And I remember in 1998, Game 7 against the Indiana Pacers, he basically guaranteed they were going to win Game 7. And they did, right? He basically guaranteed, and he went out there and he backed up his talk, man. Same thing with Chicago Bulls when he came, and he guaranteed to make the playoffs every single year, guys. And guess what? They did that. And remember, in 86, he had to come back off the foot injury and force the ownership to play him so they could make the playoffs. That was the only way they were going to make the playoffs that year, guys, is if he came back and forced the ownership and went out there and gave that effort for the people, for the Bulls organization, for his teammates, for himself. So LeBron James gets clowned by the owner of the Miami Heat. This is classic, man. Classic LeBron James career. Everyone clowns LeBron James because LeBron James says a lot of nonsensical things throughout his entire career. They've clowned him many times. Pat Riley has clowned him and saying that he would not be who he was if he didn't go to the Miami Heat, right? We've heard these guys say this, right? LeBron James wanted everything his way in Miami. So I'm sure there's a lot of animosity towards LeBron James, man, because LeBron James is a dirtbag. He rubs people the wrong way. He burns bridges. He's not a good guy. He's not a good person, LeBron James, man. He's a dirtbag. When everything that you do revolves around you and what you can get from it, then how the hell is that going to make people feel about you? You're not doing anything for anyone else. You are not selfless at all. LeBron James is selfish. Everything is for him. His kids, his wife, everything is for him. All the yes men he surrounds himself with, everyone he thinks is there to, once again, bow down to him, and he thinks is there to support him and do whatever he needs to win. That's the way his teams are built. Everyone is on the team to lift up LeBron James. And when it doesn't work out, guess what? They're going to take all the blame, not LeBron James. His weird fans are going to blame the sixth man on the bench. They're going to blame the assistant coach. They're going to blame the general manager. They're going to blame the girls sitting in the stands, the family out there that heckled him. They're blaming everybody. An injury here, an injury there. Like no one else had injuries on their team in NBA's history. Only LeBron James is playing good teams in the finals. Only LeBron James has to deal with injuries on his team. No one else has. Insane, man. This is the delusion of LeBron James and his fan base. Remember, they're all hand in hand here. No one wants to live in reality. All these widows out here, they're all victims. They celebrate LeBron James regardless, no matter what. You just celebrate the man. I mean, it's really weird, like I said, the people out here. So shout out to Micky Arison, the owner of the Miami Heat, for calling out LeBron James, for clowning him in that moment. Because LeBron James loves to talk a lot and run his mouth and guarantee this and say that. But he didn't do a lot of the stuff that he said he was going to do. And in Miami, there's a lot of Miami Heat fans still waiting on that 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th championship. And apparently the owner of the Miami Heat is very disappointed with those 2 championships that he got when they promised him a lot more. I want to know what his opinions are of the 2011 NBA Finals. Micky Arison, what does he have to say about that? What were his feelings when they were up 2 games to 1? LeBron James comes into arena with Dwayne Wade mocking Dirk Nowitzki possibly being sick. Like, I mean, just, it's insane. Like I said, like, the Miami Heat fans, how do y'all feel about LeBron James? Should they retire LeBron James' number in Miami, number 6 in Miami? How could they? I mean, isn't it number 6 already retired across the NBA? We all know number 23 is retired from Michael Jordan. So what can they do for LeBron James in Miami? Build him a statue? For 4 years of service? You get a statue for 4 years of service? That's insane, man. Doesn't make any sense. Everybody wants to celebrate, all his fans want these teams to celebrate LeBron James for, you know, doing a couple of years here and a couple of years there. A statue in L.A. for what? Statue in L.A. for what? The man did nothing in L.A. He's done more to hurt the Los Angeles Lakers brand than he has done to lift it up. Same thing with the NBA. LeBron James has done more to hurt the NBA than he has to lift it up. But they want this man to, we got to retire LeBron James' number. We got to get a statue for this dude. Micky Arison, don't put no statue of this clown up, man. Like I said, you can't retire his jersey with jersey. Like I said, LeBron James is a man with no home. He has no identity. There's no team. Like, when you think about LeBron James, what do you think about? The Cleveland Cavaliers? I don't think Miami Heat. Like, I don't think Miami Heat think LeBron James. I don't think LA Lakers think LeBron James. I mean, it's really sad. Like I said, what number do you think about or associate with LeBron James? He's not number 23. And like I said, number 6, to me, I think of Bill Russell, I think of Dr. J. Those are most of the times that I think when I think number 6, I think Dr. J mostly, you know, over Bill Russell even. No one thinks LeBron James. I don't think LeBron James. If I see number 8, I think Kobe Bryant. Or if I see 24, I think Kobe Bryant. Like, these players have identities. Larry Bird, 33, right? Like, you know, Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's numbers. Like, these guys have identities. Like Will Chamberlain, like, you know, Allen Iverson, right? These guys, their numbers, their jerseys, they have identities. Like, you associate a team or a jersey number with these players. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't associate, like, LeBron James with a number or a franchise. Like I said, if you're going to associate him with anything, it would have to be the Cleveland Cavaliers. And look at his history for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, he couldn't even get along with that owner. What owner has he gone along with? I remember the owner of the Bulls, Jerry Reinsdorf. We all know this guy's kind of a clown and wasn't really a basketball guy. Like I said, he's kind of a, you know, how these billionaires are and these people are, man. They really only care about money and, you know, what their franchise could get monetarily. They're not really into the game itself. You see how they disrespected Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls by forcing them to retire in 98 and, you know, it's nonsense they did with Phil Jackson, all these other guys. Anyway, Jerry Reinsdorf said when Michael Jordan came back, or when he retired the first time, rather, that he continued to pay Michael Jordan, even though he wasn't on the books technically, because he said Michael Jordan has brought so much value to Chicago Bulls. He's made us so much money I ain't got no problem paying Michael Jordan this little bit of money here. Got no problem paying him. I'll pay him that, even if he's not playing, because he's worth it. This is what he's done for us. So even Jerry Reinsdorf, like I said, who is a weirdo to me and kind of jacked up the Bulls franchise at the end there in 1999, even he understood the value and the worth of Michael Jordan and what he did for the Bulls organization and for the franchise, right? Not just monetarily, but what he did on the court for them, what he gave. The effort, right? Made them champions. The most popular franchise in the 90s. So he understood this, all right? Look at the owners for the other organizations that LeBron James has played for. Dan Gilbert. I mean, and look at what they've done for him, but look at the relationship that they have. Guy Dan Gilbert did all this things, all this stuff for LeBron James. Spent all this money for LeBron James, all these trades, free agents, all this stuff. Signing all these guys. And LeBron James fans still clown Dan Gilbert. Oh, Dan Gilbert didn't do nothing for LeBron James. What? This guy, Micky Arison, come out here and clown LeBron James because he wants more championships that LeBron James promised him. You think that this guy hadn't heard about LeBron James trying to get Eric Spoelstra fired, or the cookie incident, or the back and forth with Pat Riley, or the nonsense that was going on? Come on, he knows about this stuff. Like I said, he bailed out in the Miami Heat after 4 years. He didn't stay for 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years. He didn't try to build anything in Miami. The same way he didn't try to build anything in Cleveland. Right? He hasn't built anything in LA. What has he built? He hasn't built nothing. Nothing. He went and joined Dwayne Wade, who actually built something in Miami. What do I feel about Dwayne Wade? Personally, is irrelevant. The man's a Miami Heat legend because the man was there all those years. And what he built in Miami. He was there building stuff in Miami. LeBron James was there for 4 years, man. He's a mercenary that came through and didn't even do what he promised to do, and then he left y'all high and dry. When he saw that, oh, maybe Dwayne Wade wasn't 100% anymore, or Chris Bosh wasn't 100%, or this team wasn't a super powerhouse anymore. All of a sudden, LeBron just bails on y'all? So shout out to Micky Arison for calling LeBron James out. Not 1, not 2. Well, I guess only 2. You only got 2, LeBron James. You guys know that these are the facts, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.